Welcome to session 4. Session 4 is called I'm Not Good Enough. So this session is all about our self-confidence and our self-esteem. I want to just recap before we go into that session, just actually what we have been looking at so far. So on week 1, we introduced you to the 5 areas approach. And this is that there's an event that happens outside yourself. We then react to that through our thoughts, feelings, physical body, and in our behaviour. We then went to week 2 where we looked at our behaviour. We looked at how that big thought, I can't be bothered, comes in and immediately impacts our behaviour and what we do and what we don't do a lot of the time. So it can leave us very isolated. Our third session was why does everything go wrong? And in this session we were looking at unhelpful thinking styles and how our thoughts come in just almost instantaneously, but they do have different types of thoughts. So we have different types of unhelpful thinking styles. And each type of thought then gives us a corresponding feeling. And we're just practicing with how those unhelpful thoughts come in and how we can now challenge them with our amazing bad thought busting program. So this week is going to build even further on our thinking styles and where we get some of those thoughts, because some of those thoughts may not have just come in instantaneously. Some of them might have been there for quite a while. And one of those thoughts that might have been there for quite a while is, I'm not good enough. So were you born thinking that you weren't good enough? No, we're not born thinking that we're not good enough. We're born as these beautiful wee babies and we look beautiful and we are great. The world is our oyster. What happens to us is we start to grow up and we're influenced by outside forces or outside people. So I want you to think about what types of things, people, events might influence us and our self-confidence, and you in particular. Let's think about what kinds of things influenced you and why you started to think maybe I'm not good enough or I'm not good enough. So some of the things that we might have come across would be parents. So our parents have a big influence on us. We are born into these parents and we think that what they say must be right. Teachers. We have the same kind of thought process with regards to teachers. Teachers can influence us either in a good way or a bad way, depending on what they say to us or what they think of us. What about our siblings, our brothers, our sisters? When we're playing, interacting with them, how our parents interact with them compared to us. So again, we might have some thoughts in and around that. Some of these are helpful to us, some of these are not helpful to us. What about your peers? When you go to school, we start to compare ourselves with others. Am I better than this person? Am I less than this person? Do I have more money than this person? Do I have less money than this person? What type of person am I in comparison to these other people? And so these types of things build our confidence up or they knock our confidence down, depending on what we think or how we compare ourselves with those other people. Other things are media. So at the moment we have so much media, we have so much access to computers, to the internet, to magazines online. There's all sorts of advertisements coming all the time as to how we should look, how we should dress, how we should feel, how we should react to certain circumstances. And sometimes that just doesn't sit well with who we are or who we feel we are. So today we're going to explore that. And we're going to explore what types of things have come into your mind that are judgments on who you are, whether you're good enough or you're not good enough, or what type of person you are. So our first exercise in this session is to take a look at what were the things that were said to you and who were the people who influenced you. So I want you to get your blank page, either a blank page or the resource that was sent to you that has this page on it. And we're going to focus on this square. What people said to me. So I want you to start jotting down, and you might need to stop the video at this stage and then come back to us. But I want you to jot down, what did people say to you? What did your parents say to you? What type of person were you? What did your siblings, your peers, your friends, your workmates? This is another thing that you might want to look at. So were you the lazy one? Were you, I'm lazy, I'm useless, I'm quiet, I'm shy, I'm the smart one, I'm the capable one, I'm responsible? Were you the oldest sibling? Were you the youngest sibling? Were you the funny one? Were you the lazy one? Were you the slow one? Were you a wee bit odd? Did people say things like you're odd, you know, you're boring, you're no fun? All these types of things can be said to us. So I want you to take a good few minutes there to just start to jot down in that square. So it's that square of what people said to me, what people said to you. What did they say to you, and who did they think that you were? Okay? So once you've completed that exercise, come back and we'll do the next wee bit of the session.